Hi, welcome to Hit the Spot. I'm Jackson Davies, and today we're on Fort Street in Victoria. Now, Fort Street is known for a couple of things: antique stores and a great restaurant. I'll tell you something. If you ask people in Victoria to give you a list of their favorite restaurants, I guarantee you Cafe Brio will be on that list. And we'll find out why.
Hi, Jackson. Welcome to Cafe Brio.
Well, thank you, Greg. I mean, what a pleasure. I'm looking forward to this for a long time now. This building
You won't be disappointed.
is so great looking. Let's talk a bit about the building first.
Well, my wife, as you may know, is born and raised in Italy, and she designed the building, exteriors and interiors, to kind of reflect the buildings that she grew up in as a kid. So nice, warm, inviting colors. We keep the place pretty casual. The food is anything but casual, but people feel real comfortable in the room. She's called it Cafe Brio because brio is an Italian word that means spirited, vivacious, energetic, and it kind of describes what we do here. My staff are older, mature staff so that they can relate nicely to the customer base, and very knowledgeable people, and we give people a real good time when they're here.
Now, let's talk a bit about your philosophy of food here.
Yeah. Well, it all started really when we met Chef Brennan several years ago. Sean is known locally as the man for organics in the city. He has contracted with a local farm. In fact, something should be arriving from the farm sometime while you're here, hopefully. Certified organic stuff. It's on every plate that we serve, and you can taste the difference on the plates. He only buys the best ingredients we can lay our hands on, and you can taste the differences on every plate. Every plate had a different set of vegetables, all of it organics. A local farmer in Machosen brings us the lamb. There's a fellow up island that supplies us with the free-range chicken. So it's that kind of approach: fresh, local produce, contemporary Pacific Northwest style.
Now let's talk a bit about what we're going to have today.
Great. Well, there's going to be some produce from the farm, as I said. Sean is going to set that up as a nice light salad, and then he's going to serve for you a duck dish that he's become kind of famous for locally. I won't give too much of it away right now. I'll let Chef explain it to you.
A bit of a secret, huh?
But it's fabulous. Very rich, but you'll get over that.
Yeah, I can afford it. Rich, what
You'll
the
be fine.
heck?
Yeah, you
What
can eat
the-
healthy at home.
Look, I'm looking forward to it. So let's head off to the kitchen.
Done. Come on in.
We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back to Hit the Spot. We're in Victoria at Cafe Brio with Sean. Nice
Welcome.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So you've been here since day one, huh?
Since day one, yeah, just about 3.5 years.
Well, it's a great restaurant. Heard some wonderful things about it. And so what are we going to prepare first?
Today we are going to do a classic French dish, duck confit,
Confit meaning?
meaning cooked in its own juices. We've got the duck, we've got everything here. So
Oh, you know what? Then that sounds like we're going to start. So,
first of all, duck.
Duck?
Yeah, we've got the duck there. Very simply, what we do is we take our duck. This is duck leg. We're going to clean it off a little bit because we've got a lot of extra fat here. So we're just going to take our knife, trim away some of the fat.
now, why do people cook? Obviously, because they enjoy duck, but is it more flavorful than chicken?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can cook duck breasts to medium rare. The duck confit is extremely flavorful, as we'll see when we're all done.
Great.
Here, so we've trimmed off a little bit of fat. We're going to take this little top part on. This is for presentation. So just going to take the bottom of your knife, just hit that, and off that goes.
You've done that before?
Once or twice.
Okay.
And then we'll put that to the side. We're going to do that with all these. Right there. The fat we're also going to keep, because that's going to be part of the rendering process.
All right. Now, you get your duck here locally on the island?
The duck, we do not. The duck comes from Fraser Valley.
Okay.
Yeah, but just about everything else we do.
All right.
So, those are all cleaned. We're going to put all those in the bowl.
In the bowl?
Yeah.
Oops, there we go.
Great. And we'll take these other ones as well.
All right.
Yeah. We'll take those.
Oh, put them all. Okay,
Yeah,
put them all.
we'll put
Now,
them
is there
all.
such a thing as a range-free duck? Or
I think that most...
free range, that's
well,
right, as opposed to range-free.
I don't
It's
think
not
that-
cooked on the range.
Ducks don't really live in don't live in little cages. I'd imagine that they're all running around.
So they
in
just, okay.
Yeah.
In their own environment.
their own, so we'll
Great.
take that away. And then we're going to start with the curing process. So we've got all of our duck that's here. The curing process means basically it's a way of preserving meat.
So now this is an old French, obviously, recipe, and the reason was they didn't have refrigerators in those days, right?
No.
So they would have to preserve the food that they were going to eat over a period of time.
Yes. So we'll start off. We're going to do all the curing ingredients. Salt first. We're going to sprinkle that all over.
Now that looks like a very coarse salt.
It's a coarse salt.
Okay.
It's a rock salt, and it looks like a lot of salt as well. But in the end, it won't be. We have our peppercorns. We'll toss those over.
Not only is this a curing process, it's also a part of the spices in the ingredients that are going to help the flavor. That's great.
And we'll take our garlic.
Garlic, a little sliced
garlic. We will take then some thyme. Put that over top. And a little bit of bay leaf, some crushed bay leaf.
So obviously all these things you can get, in any area in Canada.
It's a very easy thing to make. It takes a little bit of time. And it's always good to make it in a good batch, in a large batch, because like we said, it keeps for a long time.
So if you're going to go through all this of making it, you want to make sure there's in this case, 4 or 5 or 6 6 legs.
Why not make 20 pieces?
Exactly.
You might as well.
Sure.
So, and we do have a spoon, so we'll, if you can grab me that spoon over there.
Sure, we'll do.
And what we're going to do is we're just going to sort of mix this up a little bit. And you want to make sure that the salt gets well distributed, everything, over each piece. Just a little bit of the marinating is covered and everything.
Okay.
And then what we'll do is we're going to cover this in saran wrap, and it'll go into the fridge for about 48 hours.
48 hours.
48 hours.
So by the magic of television, we will wrap this with saran.
Exactly.
It's in the oven, rather in the fridge for about 48 hours.
Yeah.
And ta-da.
When it comes out, we have our duck. So we have our duck.
Here we go.
Right there. Thank you. Like that. The duck has been cleaned off. Some wiped off of any salt that wasn't dissolved in the marinating process. All the peppercorns, the thyme has all been taken away as well.
Now, so it's been in the fridge for that period of time. Now, is it in fact? Yeah, it's not cooked.
Well, it's not cooked, but it's cured. Almost say like sausage or bacon in a way.
So could you eat that now or no?
I wouldn't want to.
You wouldn't want to, but it is the part of the curing process.
Exactly.
All right?
It's sort of like prosciutto. But in prosciutto, it's taken a lot longer.
Okay.
But it is sort of along the same lines.
Good.
And then we're going to we have rendered duck fat. The pieces of duck fat, and you can also usually buy duck fat from butcher shops.
Get a little shot of that.
Yeah.
So actually, let's talk a bit about rendering. How do you render something?
The way we do it is we take our pot, duck fat that goes in.
Okay, now the duck fat that we had before, right?
Yeah, plus we also have a lot more.
Okay.
And we'll add a little bit of wine to that. We'll put that on the stove and just slowly render it down so all the fat comes out of the pieces of solid fat.
And then
so it's all liquid.
occasionally just skim it off the top.
Yeah, there's little impurities that come up, and then we'll skim all that off, and we have this fat.
And like I said, this is what it looks like when it's rendered.
Yeah, if you want to, you can...
Oh, I can just pour that in?
Yeah, pour that right in. And it's very important that the duck is completely covered.
Okay.
In the fat. So then we're going to take this, and that's going to go into our 275-degree oven. And that'll go in there for 6 hours.
6 hours.
6 hours or until it's all nice and tender.
So I see what you meant about planning ahead and make sure you do enough pieces.
Yeah.
So so it's not something you quickly whip up in 20 minutes for supper that night.
Yeah.
Okay. So about how many? 6 hours?
About 4 to 6 hours. Usually, like we do large pots, and it takes 6. If you do a little smaller one, it's going to take about 4 hours.
Okay. So it's in there after the 6 hours. You take it out.
Yep, we remove the pot. We take the pieces of duck out. We let them cool. We strain off the duck fat because there will be a little bit of juices and things in the bottom. And then we let the duck fat cool, but don't let it harden. And we pour the fat back over the duck in another container, in a very clean container.
Okay.
Now, then the fat is solidified. It will solidify, and this is a process where it can be kept for a long time. As long as
So it's actually encased in its own fat, and this is no. You could store this. Now, do you have to store it obviously someplace cool?
We store it in the refrigerator.
But I imagine in
France,
100
years ago, they would store it in a cool, dark place, and they would just go in there, take out a piece, then make sure the rest is all covered.
And how long would it be able to stay like that?
3, 6 months.
Oh,
That's-
okay, I see.
yeah.
So imagine when they were, taking the ships all across the world, this would be one way of transporting the
Yeah.
food in the early days.
Yeah, and the flavor also actually builds as the duck confit sits in the fat. The flavor develops a little bit. It all comes together. The
kinda-
herbs and spices.
Kind of like an aging process in a strange way. It would still
Exactly.
improve the taste. Now we
Yeah.
have, of course. Now this was after the time. This is what it looks like. Obviously,
Yeah.
just one of the legs. Can
That's
you
it.
get a look at that?
That's just been pulled out of the fat. It still has a little bit of fat on the outside, which you want a little bit for while
Sure.
we're going to cook it in the pan.
Okay, so now we're going to put it
Yeah.
in a pan.
Yeah, we're going to put that in the
Okay,
pan.
give that to you.
So we'll take that. And if you just get that in there, that's going
And
to go.
obviously, you wouldn't need it to put anything in the pan. You use the fat of the.
Yeah, you can just, because it's got enough fat on there
sure.
as well. You want a nice hot pan. Want that to go in there. You can see that some of the fat is already coming
All
off.
right. Yes.
And then you'll cook that just for about 3 to 4 minutes, just to get it nice and sort of brown and crisping.
Now, do you flip it over?
What you want to do, you want to take a little bit of fat. You want to flip it over and just get that side a little bit brown. We'll flip it back, and then we'll put that back
Okay,
into
so
the oven.
basically we were just browning it, and now we're going to finish the. And you're not even having to cook it; you're actually just warming it, right?
You want, bring it up to temperature all the way through, so
Okay.
it's nice and hot.
And it'll be in the oven for
It'll be in the oven for about 5 minutes.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay.
And we have another piece
Okay, that we've done a little earlier.
we have already cooked here.
Oh.
So we have this one here, which is already done. If you want to pass me that first bowl there.
Oh, sure will.
So this one has been cooked, and as you can see,
Well,
it
it's
is
beautiful
yeah.
color. It's brown.
That's
Look
it.
at that.
And we'll just rest that one down there.
All right.
Now, in our pan here, we're going to plate the dish, but first of all, before that, we're going to cook off some cabbage.
Okay,
So we
great.
have over there.
Now I'll just. Now this is not just cabbage.
It's
is
not
it?
just cabbage. That's it's an organic green cabbage grown here on the island. And what we've done is we've chopped it up. We've added some verjus, which is a French green grape juice that's not ripe.
Okay.
So it has that added to it, bacon and mirepoix vegetables, carrots, onions, celery, finely diced. We just put a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, and some thyme. That as well will go into a pot covered and about an hour into the oven.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. So we just now we're
We're
going
gonna
to
do-
just
We're going to
saute a bit of this.
we're going to saute off some of that. And we're going to do that in the same pan as well. So all we're going to do is we're going to take some of this.
Not only does it cut down on the cleaning afterwards, obviously
Exactly.
it uses the flavor from the duck.
And we want to get a little bit of the juices from there.
Good.
And then we have a little bit of stock.
A little bit of stock down. Just what? Just chicken stock?
Just chicken stock.
Good.
Just a little bit of
See,
that.
what you're missing out there is the smells. You can start to the cabbage and the duck. Very good. Oh, you even see a little piece of bacon in there?
Yeah, we got some bacon in there. So we're going to just warm this all the way through. If you want to pass the other bowl, we
Other
have
bowl,
there,
will do.
and that can just be put down on there.
Great. Right here?
Great, sure. And then, want a little bit of juice left in as well. This has all the verjus, and there's the saltiness from the bacon. There's also going to be some saltiness from the duck. So this doesn't really need to be salted, seasoned anymore. So then,
Yeah, no, that is interesting. Yeah, we haven't, other than the original things we used to, with the duck, we did some things with the cabbage. But we're not talking tons of seasoning and spices and things like that. It's using the flavor of the natural ingredients to be the star of the dish.
So that's it right there. And then we're going to take our duck, which is on here,
Okay.
and that can just be placed right on top,
Right on top.
like that. So we can just put this over here. And we have just a little bit of simple garnish as well. All we need to do with that is just place it somewhere nice on there. So we can take a little bit. This is a fennel top you can use. We can just place that on there.
She adds that little bit of
Just a little bit of
touch
color,
of
something like that. And that would be our dish.
Ah, that's wonderful. You know, it's neat because sometimes you forget that food also has a history. I mean, we're not just talking about food. We're talking about traditions, and because they had to take the food and store it, and that's also a part of the flavor and the cooking process of it all.
Yeah, this dish, like I said, has been on the menu since day one, and we change it. The accompaniments are changed weekly with the seasons, with whatever comes from the farms, whether it's with figs, whether it's with tomatoes, whether it's with salad greens. So yeah, it's a great
Oh,
dish.
it's great. It's not only it's a great, you get a little bit of a cooking recipe here, and also you get a bit of a cooking history, and that's great.
Yeah.
You know, we'll be back in a moment or two with something else that's rather special. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back to Cafe Brio, of course, in Victoria with Sean. And Sean, I know an important thing at Cafe Brio is the organic food that you serve.
Yes, it's hugely important to us. It's something that we strongly believe in. The whole organics, the supporting of the local community, serving certified organic first, organic second. We have probably about 6 farms that we buy product from. One of them, Lindburn Farm, grows exclusively for us. It's a 5-acre certified organic farm.
Is that Tina?
Yes.
Tina.
Yeah.
So actually, what happens every morning is Tina comes to the restaurant.
About 2 to 3 days a week, she comes. Big bins full of produce. They come in the back door. We
You go through it and see what you need?
we buy all of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
we buy every bit of it. We also compost any of the organic product as well. So then that goes back to her farm as well.
So it's just the organic. So it's a great cycle you're doing here. That's Now we have some things in front of us. Of course, we're going to do. I'm going to do a salad. Are we?
Yes, we are. We're going to do a heirloom tomato salad.
Heirloom tomato, meaning.
Meaning, it's like something passed down.
So the seeds themselves of the tomatoes.
They're not in regular use anymore. You wouldn't see these in grocery stores unless you go into, say, a health food store or a fine food store. There's all sorts of different names.
See, now it's interesting you say that. When, you know, I guess growing up, you think a tomato is a tomato. It used to just be big and red, and that was it. But no, I mean, we have different colors, we have different sizes, different shapes.
Exactly.
And do they actually have different flavors?
Each one has its own flavor, its own texture, its own purpose, whether it's used for a sauce, whether it's used for just a plain eating tomato. Anything like that, yeah.
Okay, well, we've got a couple here in front of us.
Yes, we do. We've got, to start off, we've got a Amish paste.
Amish paste. Now, there's something in the wording mean that you use this for paste.
Sauce, I'm using it for sauces, tomato sauces, could be used for making tomato paste. A little Galena tomato, which is just a really good eating tomato. We have a Golden Boy tomato.
Golden Boy,
yeah, as well. And this one, I believe, I'm not 100% sure, is a banana tomato. However, Tina will be showing up here.
Okay,
so.
good. Maybe we can find out from her.
Yeah.
So, again, most of these are grown in the area?
Yeah, everything comes from the Saanich Peninsula. There's also a lady at Two Wings Farm. She is sort of the tomato lady on the island.
I love to have that name, the tomato lady. Okay, let's get at this. Let's get at the salad right now.
Great. Well, we're going to take some of these tomatoes.
Okay.
We're going to take some nice big thick slices. So we've got this one first. We're just going to set them all aside here a little bit.
Right.
And we'll take somebody else there.
All right.
Put this one.
That was the golden one?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm learning, huh?
And then we'll take this little one here.
Okay. Now, you will obviously take the different, the colors to say how they'll look like on the plate, and also the flavor as well.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then we want
a little banana.
One of these. We can even just keep a little bit of the top on there for presentation.
You can cut them a little bit differently too. That's
and
good.
Also, if you just take a little bit of the bottom off, you know that's going to stand as well. So then what we'll do is take our tomatoes.
There.
Put, say one there.
Ooh, stack
one
of
like
tomatoes.
that. One there.
Nice.
Then why don't we take this one?
So it's a kind of an artistic tower of tomatoes we have here.
And we can put that one right on top of there.
There we go.
Hopefully they won't slide around too much.
Good.
Okay, and then we have some Salt Spring Island goat's cheese.
Ooh, one of my favorite things.
This is a fresh goat's cheese. And we're just going to make a nice little quenelle with that. With our 2 spoons.
Goat cheese, of course, has become, I mean, it seems like it's everywhere now, and I love it. I mean, it just adds so much to a salad or anything. It's great. You just kind of pop it in there.
Exactly.
Good work on the spoon. The spoonology
Pop that down there.
is wonderful today.
And then we're just going to take this and we can just place that right on top.
Good, good. Perfect.
Okay. And then what we've got here as well.
I got this for you.
Okay.
Now this is a...
That is a yellow tomato vinaigrette. It's just basically pureed yellow tomatoes and vinegar, a little bit of salt and pepper.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
Great. We'll take that.
Great color, too. Adds wonderful things.
Just going to put a little bit around there.
Ooh, good.
Yeah, you don't want to give too much. This is basically more for presentation.
Great.
And we'll take some basil oil.
Basil. Now you make this yourself?
We make it ourselves. Basil leaves, we blanch them. They're put into ice water.
Okay.
They are then taken out. They're pureed. They're mixed with oil in the blender. Then it's strained through a cheesecloth and decanted. Basically, so we just get the nice top layer, and we use that.
Yeah, great color too.
Just a little bit on there.
Taste. Ooh,
And then,
that's good. Yeah.
Last, or not last, we're going to use a little bit of fleur de sel.
Fleur de sel, which is a very expensive French salt.
Yeah.
It's I didn't know they had degrees of salt, but it does. This is the top grade
This is
of
the top
salt.
crust of salt.
Okay.
And then with that, then we have some garnish as well.
Oh, good. Let's place it on.
Perhaps a nice little nasturtium leaf can go
Looks
down
good.
the bottom.
Wonderful.
And then a little bit of, say, a little bit of arugula on there.
That's looking just wonderful.
And how about a little bull's blood bead as well?
So many tastes, so many textures, and the color just looks spectacular. It's a shame to even have a little nimble on it.
Great, and everything is from Vancouver Island.
Great. You know, we'll be right back because we're going to get a chance to taste this. Welcome back. Of course, we're with Greg at Cafe Brio in Victoria. This is such a great restaurant. You sit in it, it's so warm and comfortable. It's got these great colors. I mean, the plates add to everything. It's a great experience.
Thanks, Jackson.
Now let's talk a bit about the food that Sean has prepared for us today.
As you can see, he started off with the heirloom tomatoes. Presented to us by Tina Fraser's Lynburn Farm, which is just about a 15-minute drive from here. All certified organic produce, and a little basil oil, a little bit of a yellow tomato vinaigrette, the goat's cheese from Salt Spring Island, and the pièce de résistance, Sean's confit of duck. He's actually gotten kind of famous for this dish locally. A couple of places have tried to copy it.
Not going to
hopefully he won't leave anything out of the recipe so the copy can be more exact next time. Confit of duck is a way of preserving duck, a 3-day cooking process. You'll taste what we're talking about later on, but the meat just falls off the bone after 3 days. We change the accompaniment all the time that goes with it, seasonally, of course. And in a nutshell, that's it.
Well, just more than that, it's it. I mean, I was thinking, of course, the idea that it's not something you just throw on the old barbecue for that night. I mean, you're going to invest some time.
A lot of time.
In this dish. And
a lot of time.
That's a good investment. You're right. I can't wait to actually taste it.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Great. I'd like to thank you very much for inviting us.
Thanks.
Great
You're
to
very
see you
welcome.
again. It's great to see you again.
It was fun.
Yeah, and I'd like to thank you for watching. And tune in again as Hit the Spot visits the best restaurants in Canada. Toast, how do you figure?
Thank you. A little BC Pinot Noir?
Oh, but of course. For more information, recipes, or a copy of today's show, visit us at hitthespottv.com.